And we've been talking about how what the Bible has to say about wars and rumors of wars and how we, I've always thought of it being outside the United States, but we, for a history, for a long time, have had an unsettling.
The word says in Isaiah 19:2, it says, Egypt will fight against Egypt. Mm-hmm. Well, what does that mean? That means that the world is going to be fighting against itself.
Right.
Jesus says a kingdom divided cannot stand.
Right.
A kingdom that's built on sinking sand will not stand. Mm-hmm. And in Isaiah 19, it says, and brother against brother, and lands against lands, mm-hmm. and cities against cities. See, we already got the federal government suing the state of Arizona over immigration laws, trying to force Arizona to use state resources to implement federal law, mm-hmm. which there's a difference between federal and state law. You can't take state law and implement a federal act. Or you're not supposed to be able to take federal law and institute a state act, but they do it all the time, and we're allowing them to get away with it. Mm-hmm. But in all that said and done, what I was wanting to get at was this, about the shooting down in Florida with the Zimmerman and the black young man. Mm-hmm. We don't know all the circumstances. No. And that's all been tried in the mass media.
Right.
And we've seen pictures on television, and we've seen and heard accounts. Well, I seen such and such, and the case is trying to be tried in the public. And now they've arrested Zimmerman, and he was out on probation. But the other community, the black community, has put out a $10,000 dead or alive warrant against Zimmerman, and nothing's being done about that.
Right.
And then they say, well, if he gets out, there's, quote, hell to pay.
Right.
So is it the rights of the people to start running roughshod over what our law said and saying, well, right or wrong, he's guilty, and that he needs to go to jail, and we don't even know what the circumstances is. I don't know, and you don't know mm-hmm. about everything that needs to know about here.
No.
But what it says here is this, that there's enough pressure put on the judicial system to say, listen to us. Right or wrong, he's going to jail, or there's going to be problems. Mm-hmm. See, rumors of war. You see, riots, wars, and rumors of war. This is what Jesus is talking about.
Right.
So what are we doing? It's already been said that the prosecuting attorney is trying to make a definition and saying, well, he might have to go to jail for the betterment of society. You don't go to jail for betterment of society.
No, you're either guilty or you're not.
You're either guilty or you're innocent. But because the pressure is on, mm-hmm. are we looking at another rights riot? Are we looking at another Katrina riot because somebody is not getting their way in somebody else's problem that doesn't even affect you personally?
Right.
You say, well, that's our civil rights. Well, that's Zimmerman's civil rights. That has nothing to do with us knowing whether it's right or wrong, but I'm going to use that as an occasion to act out my aggressions and say, just because it's right or wrong, I'm going to burn somebody's house down and I'm going to steal their TV because it was the right thing to do.
There's that unrest bubbling to the surface again.
It's that settling unrest that's taking place even as we look at it, and it's coming to pass this next year. They said it's going to be a year or two before it's even going to be tried again anyway. Mm-hmm. But are we waiting like Rodney King for another year to see what's going to take place and then turn right around and have all these mass riots because somebody's not getting their way in their thinking? There's a settling unrest in the spirit realm.
Yep.
that it triggers to the point I want to be involved.
Well, and it's fueled by the media when we need to stop and go, wait a minute, it's not right for the media to try something that needs to stay in the court
system. The media
system.
is building it up to sell commercials.
Right.
They don't care about you and I. They're selling commercials.
But the enemy himself, he's the prince of the air. So he's using the media to pull people around like a ring in their nose and, strike a match, and then it goes up in flames where we need to go, no.
Wars and rumors of wars.
Right.
If this doesn't go the way we want it to, we are going to make a civil unrest. We're going to make it right. That's
in
not,
their eyes.
But if you ask those people how many of them was Christians, the statistic says that 90% of people believe there's a God. But if 90% of a people believe there's a God, why is there a civil unrest for somebody that had an altercation way down in Florida?
Right.
See, we don't believe what we're saying, and we're not acting like we're supposed to be acting.
And we're acting without thinking.
We're acting without thinking. And then it funnels into the school shootings.
Yeah.
Then we have children. They're children.
Yeah.
And they come in with an arsenal of guns, and then they want to try to blame the NRA for having guns.
Right.
Weapons has never killed anybody. It's the people that's using behind it.
Right.
And us being out here in Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Tennessee, Kentucky, Missouri, Louisiana, and Mississippi, we hunt and fish and all this stuff, and we enjoy what we do.
Right.
Why would a school shooting jeopardize you as being part of the NRA and trying to take away your gun? See, it goes back to this people against people.
Yeah.
Cities, the Bible is explicit on this. Cities against cities.
Right.
Governments against liberals against conservatives. Mm-hmm. The righteous against unrighteous. It's this constant battle of the bulge that keeps going on, and we as Christian people, we're going to have to start standing up and saying, I'm not getting involved in this stuff. Right. I'm not going to allow it to come into my house. See, he that dwells in the secret place.
I was just about to say that. That's how we keep the media from dragging this around by the nose, is dwelling in the secret place of the Most High.
But see, here's what the mass media did. They didn't tell you that there was in Mobile, Alabama, right after the Zimmerman case, a group of black young men beats up a white guy because he asked them to quit playing basketball in front of his house. And he's nearly in a coma in Mobile, Alabama, because they asked the young men about this, and they said, well, we're just taking revenge for what happened to the black young man in Florida. It's like, what? And now you've got a white guy that's in Mobile that's nearly in a coma. He was on life support, and I think they pulled him off. You never hear about that in the news media.
No.
Why don't they try them?
Right. Again, we have to be aware of what we're listening to and ask ourselves, why are they telling us this, and is it the whole story?
Is it the whole story? See, a lot of this stuff is pieces to get you and I involved in stuff that we really don't know anything about, to get us all frustrated, and we start making decision and start moving into an affairs that we don't have any idea, and it's a spirit that pulls people away. It says in the book of Timothy, it says, in the later days, some will depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits. Well, what's a seducing spirit? It's the thing that comes into your life that makes you move from where you are to where something else
and
is.
And do something that you know.
Oh, I'm telling you, this is Tim and Linda, and please stay with us.